Welcome back to the Bullpen 2024 during Bio Week 2024. I'm James Zanewicz, and I'm here with Reut Lazo, Kay Pollock, and Lana Dubinskiy of Women in AI. We're so excited to have you here today.
Thank you so much for having us. We're excited to be here.
All of you are excited, I hope?
All
right, good.
Absolutely.
All right, I have 3 questions for y'all today. The first one's sort of a 2-part, and I want to hear a bit about each of your histories, if you don't mind, and kind of how you got where you are. And then I want to learn about how Women in AI found the Bullpen. And whoever wants to start can start. I can assign, I taught law school and spin class, so I can pick people out, or I can let y'all go. How's it work?
Pick out.
Pick out? Let's go. Let's
I
go.
had
See, you're pointing me out, pointing you.
Okay, so my name is Reut Lazo. I'm a product manager at Biotech and Digital Health. I'm currently also an entrepreneur in AI 2030, where we build a responsible and ethical AI. And I co-founded Women in AI with Jenny and Lana, where we emphasize and amplify women in the AI field.
Hi, I'm Kay Pollock, and I do mobile monetization, business model expertise for my, 9 to 5. And that's fun and that's great. And I can help your app make a ton of money. But what I'm actually really excited about is our podcast, because there are so many opportunities to shine the light on amazing women doing really cool stuff in AI, and they don't get the press they deserve. So that's why we founded our podcasting community.
Love that.
And it is a great excuse to get to talk to these amazing founders, hackathon winners, engineers, all kinds of women leading the next frontier of computing. So we definitely have a lot of fun with that.
That's fantastic. And last but not least, of course,
Jenny's hard to
bring it up.
follow. Remind me to go first.
This is what happens when you don't point at me.
Right? I should slip to 20 and be like, pick me first. My name is Lana Dubinskiy. I've been in tech product for the last 20 years and working with AI for the last 10. Generative AI now is up. It's really exciting in the space. And working and being a founder in Women in AI to me means really taking the things we would have to fight for the last 20 years as women on board seats, as founders, as co-founders, and really bringing women's work in AI to the forefront, helping them get on boards, helping them become, and really mentor them to be co-founders, founders, and really finding their voice within this tech community. And we're all really excited to do that.
Well, before we get to how the Women in AI group found the Bullpen, I want to follow up with each of you a little bit and ask, how'd you get into AI? Because AI, everyone knows what it is now, but before, it's been around forever, let's be honest. Word and spell check, that's AI. It's been around, we just didn't call it that. But how did you, because you've each been doing it for a while, how'd you find it? And we'll start with you first this time. There you go.
There's a 20 for you later.
I know, thank you.
For me, it's working with different algorithms. It's sort of a natural transition to working with AI. That is what they're based on. My first experience is working on a marketplace, and then just working on subsets of different marketplaces afterwards, trying to personalize user experience with AI, whether it's in gaming or other experiences. It just continued to sort of grow for me. Again, starting with just algorithms for marketplaces and into the full personalization of a user experience on site and in mobile. So it's been a really interesting journey. And of course, in the last year and a half, all the companies I've worked with has been phenomenal in using AI to help nonprofits sort of get going with a much smaller budget, to large tech companies really building out their brand and their capabilities.
Jenny.
Yeah, so for me, I actually worked at a startup that was using AI and machine learning and data science and this whole series of tools to help bid on search ads. And this was a couple startups ago for me. And so we were early in, and I actually had no idea what any of it was. And I would talk to our engineering team, and they would have to help me understand it so I could explain it to our customers. And that was actually a really good trial by fire, let's go, let's figure it out. And then I was kind of hitting the, mobile monetization speaking circuit, and I was talking about that. And I was just talking about how to make money on mobile apps. And then AI started to be a thing. And my team was using AI, and we were using AI to speed up our workflow. So I started talking about that. And now we're doing a lot of just talking about AI. So I'm kind of combining it with my subject matter expertise and then bringing that to everyone else. So it's been
you've become
fun.
the AI whisperer in a way.
A
You're
little
bringing
bit.
it to the masses.
Yeah, trying to.
Yeah, I like it. And were you?
So for me, I also tried different AI tools from my own experience. From a product perspective, I worked in different companies and I implemented third-party tools that impact the user experience and enhance it. For one example is like a deduction of harmful behavior in a 3D space. So when the AI tool see a harmful behavior, it automatically deducted from the user experience, enhancing the user and what they're doing inside of that space and making the connection better, healthier for the user. So that was one aspect. And when I saw that tool works, and I'm like,
You're
oh
like,
my
whoa,
God,
right? Yeah.
this is going to be a game changer. Like, what is this? How are we doing this? How did we build this data set? How can I enhance it? So I built that data set with my colleagues and really understood how to evolve it to something bigger and better, because you always need to train the model as you go, because you know the users are getting smarter, so your model needs to get smarter too. So really understanding how to work that model. And I also wanted to like see how can we use this technology in other aspects, like from a creator's perspective. I know a lot of platforms are using creators to provide their assets to their platform. And now with all this Mid-Journeys tools and dollies that everybody can just create images, spaces, there's no barriers of that technology knowledge you need to have. If you're if you know how to design a 3D space, or you don't need to be a mesher or anything like that in order to create those tools. You basically need to understand which tool now do you need to use in order to create that.
How do you apply it? Yeah.
Exactly. So I was really interested in how can I leverage those existing tools in order to enhance the user experience. So I really wanted to know more as I go. And that's what got me also to AI 2030. Like, okay, so we have all these tools out there, but who's actually monitoring those? Like, who's making sure that the tools that are being used by users are ethical, transparent, responsible, right? So that's where I'm like, okay, I want to look into that. And that's exactly what AI 2030 is doing as well.
And that we're doing it ourselves without having it foisted upon us, right? So it's done in a way that doesn't stifle the industry.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, then before we get into women in AI a little bit deeper, I would like to ask how you found the Bullpen. How'd you guys become part of it, and collaborators and sponsors? It's
This
amazing.
question's for Reut.
Oh, it's all on you. That means I get to give you another one.
So I actually gotten to know Bullpen through the JP Morgan event of last year. I've been eyeballing them, and I was trying to get to their events because they're all about connecting people.
Absolutely.
And that's what we do. And I'm like, this is a great venue and a great connection to have. But I think it was too late in the game when the event was already happening.
And you were probably already committed to 5 million other things.
I know, and I'm like, okay, but this is something I need to research. I need to reach out to make sure that I do get that connection going, because I really believe in what Bullpen is doing. Like, people helping each other, not only for funding, it's like all about the connection and problem solving, and really, really trying to help in like a different aspects of things. Like if you need beta testers, if you need funding, but if you also need some connection in the industry for medical devices or hardware or something for manufacturing. Like, I really was connected in what they're trying to do. So I got connected to Christians and to Laura.
He's hard to say no to, right?
I know. and then he reached out to me. He's like, I want you guys on our platform. I think we have so much synergy. We have so many great things that we're aligned on. So it would go without saying. And I come from, the biotech space. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, this is something we need to explore. And I'm really happy to be sponsoring.
And it's different, right? It's nice.
So different.
The motto is aligned with us. I love how Christian is always talking about find someone, help and repeat.
Absolutely.
Yes. And the way we end every podcast, which is set up before interacting with the Bullpen and Christian, we end every episode with how can women in AI, our community, help you? And we're asking our guests that. We're asking the people who are coming on the show who we're trying to lift up. And the whole community rallies around. So it's very similar to the work that's happening at Bullpen and the community and the connection.
So now I want to delve a little deeper into women in AI. Give me a little more detail. You kind of covered some of your goals, but how did you come together? How did you start? And how can people become members if they're interested? Because there might be a lot of people watching who are like, I didn't know this existed and I want to be part.
The way we came together was we each in our space for over a decade have been pushing AI projects and implementation of AI into the different products we have worked on. And it has been an uphill battle, partly because it was technology people either didn't believe or understand, and partially because we're women at a table. And what we came across was there was very little representation of women and women at board meetings, at the table for decisions making. And we realized between the three of us, like, there needs to be someone lifting other women up. We need to give back. We've gotten here through pushing through boundaries. Now all of a sudden our skill sets are in need. AI is now hot. 10 years ago, it was hours and hours of presentation of why we need to use it. It has really, the coin has flipped quite heavily. And
Now you're choosing between projects versus begging to have one, right?
it was like, I was partially a salesman trying to sell you why you need AI in your product. And now I'm like, wait, is AI really the solution for this very specific issue you're having? Like, let's start with what is the problem? And the three of us felt very strongly that we don't want others to sort of go through the same experience. We want to make sure we uplift women in the space, and we want to make sure they have a platform where they can be highlighted, and uplifted. And that's how we got started.
Yeah. Jenny.
To dovetail off of that, all of that was happening. And like Lana said, it can be really tricky as a woman in tech trying to sell something, to leadership, to the exec committee, to the board, whoever your stakeholders are. And it was just hard time and time again, doors getting shut. It's not working. Like, what can we do? Something that we own, something that we control that can help others. And we were kind of playing with this idea, and this New York Times article came out like in December. It was the who's who of AI, and it was all guys. And that was a concern.
And you're like, nope.
Yeah. So, honestly, we're drinking wine on my patio because of course we were. And we're chatting about what can we do? We're three well-connected, powerful women in Silicon Valley. Let's have a podcast. Let's create a platform. Let's make this accessible for anyone. It's an on-ramp. It's free. You can tune in from anywhere. You can tune in from your car. You can tune in at the airport. You can tune in at cornfield in Wisconsin, wherever you are. And I think it's really cool that we're actually out there doing it and that we're getting such reception. Like, everyone is so excited about it.
Well, it's so important because visibility does matter.
Yes.
It's why I wear my rainbow socks and my rainbow thing. Like, people will walk up to me and thank me when I do that. And it's hard to put yourself out there sometimes because it's not necessarily the most comfortable for everyone. And so are you guys all super comfortable being on camera, being on podcasts? Did you have to learn how to do it?
I have to say that I think I was the least comfortable in doing the podcast.
Really?
Yes.
I'm shocked.
So I had a similar experience, same as Lana and Jenny, and I tried to push AI as much as I could in different kind of like use cases. I have like 4 different decks ready about how can we do this. This was like 4 years ago. And they're like, no, NFT is a thing now. Crypto is a thing now. Like, no, this has to happen. And then, as Jenny mentioned, we sit in on her porch drinking wine. We have to do this. We have to do something. We have to own it, right? Like, let's step out there and own what we believe in. And they suggested a podcast, and I'm like, a podcast.
You're like, and what else could we do?
I'm gonna write an article, but they're like, no, it's about being visible. I'm like, yes, it's about being visible, and also like face your fear. Like you need to break those boundaries, and I felt that was my role right now, is to break through that fear of mine of like being out there and becoming more visible. Because I'm a product manager. I'm used to being behind the
You're
scene.
a communicator.
Yeah, I'm like
I'm just
doing.
letting
I'm building the product. I'm talking to user. I'm never in the front, right? But I'm like, okay, now is my time to try it out and be a role model for other women who are scared to be on podcasts.
Absolutely.
And afraid to be visible, and to show them it's not scary at all. And we're pretty chill. Like our podcast is so comfortable. It's recorded. It's no video because sometimes you get scared about how you look when you
We do
do
the
it.
same thing with ours, and we get edited within an inch of our life, and I love it.
Yeah, that's true. Exactly.
We appreciate
That's why
that.
today is scary. There's no editing. We're just, we're here.
It's not. So, yeah.
Well, so I know you guys haven't gotten a chance to meet Elaine Ham, the executive director of the Alliance for AI in Healthcare yet. I know you're looking forward to it, but given how you started, you should know her husband's a sommelier. So wine Rex could be yours.
Wow.
I thought that might be more interesting than AI and stuff. Yeah. So I guess I want to ask my final question for you. So as we talked about, your mantra is very similar to that of the bullpen. Basically find someone, help, repeat. how can the members of the Bullpen help you? And as part of that, if you can tell us, how can they join Women in AI if they want to, that'd be great.
Awesome. I'll start. I think we can each contribute something
Perfect.
to this piece. But for me, one of the things that I'm trying to really grow right now is our podcast listeners, our downloads, our reviews. If you listen to any podcast, they always end with, hey, make sure you review us. So we would love that. Just tune in anywhere you get your podcasts and do that as we're starting to grow our audience and get more people. Also share it. Share it with any women or allies who are curious about AI and experts as well. We really cater to all levels. And then lastly, you can join us. Just follow us on LinkedIn and we'll be posting about all the awesome stuff we're doing and you'll be up to date. You'll hear insights from the Bullpen. You'll hear insights from Lana and I at Mesh next week.
Oh, cool.
We're going to be at AWE the week after and in Nashville the week after that. So we're hitting the speaker circuit. Be sure to follow.
Love it. Well, I already do follow you, just so you know.
Thank you.
Who wants to go second? Who wants to close it out?
Lana, I can go second and you can
Oh,
just
you're last
close it.
again. The 20 didn't arrive.
Where's the Venmo? Where's the Venmo?
So I would say that the Bullpen community is amazing and we would like to get connected with members of the Bullpen as well. So find us, connect with us, tell us how can we help as well. Subscribe to our website, LinkedIn us, of course, and tell us who should we meet, right? Like what other amazing women out there that are doing AI and who should we have on our podcast? That will be amazing. Yeah, and I think that will be amazing for us to just have that contribute. And if you hear our podcast, please rate us, share it, as Jenny mentioned. If you don't like it, don't share it, don't rate us.
No,
Send
share
feedback,
it.
right?
Share it.
Feedback.
If you don't like it, share it. Just don't rate it.
Lana, come on. Last but not least, take us home.
I would say you go to womenandai.com. And of course, you follow us on LinkedIn. We're always looking for support. We post about women. Please like, repost, reshare about women in the space. Most importantly, we're always looking for new organizations and people to partner with because we definitely want to bring our voice to different platforms. So we are always looking for partners. Like Bullpen was such an amazing, working together, having an absolutely the same vision. And we're looking for more of that, more ways to bring women to different platforms and for more voices to be heard.
Well, I will toss out two opportunities for you right now from a fellow Bullpen person. So we have a podcast, Bio from the Bayou. And if you want to do a little cross promotion, we could have you on ours. Elaine is one of the co-hosts, who's also the executive director of the AAIH. She could come join you. We could do a little cross promotion.
Let's do it.
Yes,
And then we also have our event Bio on the Bayou in New Orleans in October. You would have to stay for Halloween probably, which is so sad. But if you want to come down and be a part of that, we could get you plugged in.
That sounds great.
There we go.
Let's do it.
Get you on the speaker circuit.
Yes.
We're
Continue.
not going to be complaining about being there in Halloween.
No, it's if you have small kids, you can get home just in time for Halloween. And if you don't, you can stay and be a kid yourself.
Yeah.
We'll be home to
Perfect.
the candy.
And with that, I want to thank you guys again so much. Lana, Jenny, and Reut from Women in AI, thanks for joining us. For everyone out there, go to their website, go to their LinkedIn page, follow, subscribe, inbox them, listen to their podcasts. Make sure you like it, give it all the stars, all the likes, share it with your friends. And any final words you guys want to make?
I'm just so excited to be here, so excited to be part of the Bullpen community and to be meeting other people who are excited about the possibility of AI impacting healthcare and all of the other verticals.
We've met some amazing people at the event. So I'm really looking forward to the next event you guys host. It's been super great.
Thank you, Bullpen. We appreciate you and all your hard work.
And you guys are here all day, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
So if you're at Bio 2024, inbox them now and say, hey, can I get an invite to the reception tonight? And maybe you can come meet them in person. See them working it for you.
Definitely.
I got
Love
you.
it.
Thank
I
you.
got you. All right.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys, once again. And everyone, have a great Bullpen 2024 and Bio 2024.